welcome to Making It Real. And today is another episode of our Coach's Corner special. And I am so excited because I have invited Alessandro from Flowing Health to come on and talk about the wonders of Qigong. And I hope that I am actually pronouncing Qigong the same way that you do. Wonderful. So Alessandro is someone who I've been following on Instagram because he has such wonderful tutorial sort of instructional videos on how to incorporate Qigong into your life. And I thought this would be a wonderful practice for our holistic nutritionists, our practitioners that use Meal Garden, both for themselves and maybe to introduce to their clients. So Alessandro, thank you so much for doing this and sharing with our community. Maybe we should start with a little bit of context around what you do and sort of what we're going to dive into specifically today.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Kiki, for having me on. So Qigong, Qi, for those who don't know it, Qi is energy. You know, we are all energy beings, and the energy is what keeps nature alive and thriving. And, you know, if we could, you know, eat and breathe and just live from that, we could live forever. But actually, what is it that keeps us alive? The Chinese do call it Qi, and in the West, I suppose we'd call it a life force or something like that. So, you know, the food we eat, even nutrition, contains, you know, a certain amount of energy. Some foods have different energy to others. You know, these are obvious things I'm saying. But I think when you start practicing refining your energy, then the way you eat can transform. And today we're going to do a demonstration on how to speed up your digestion, improve it, how to clear problems from the stomach and intestine if you have them with energy work. So it's a kind of very advanced technique. It's not in any books. And I've been doing Qigong for 30 years. So, you know, I've taught it sometimes to people who've taught it to their kids, who teach it to people in school, and they're all doing the digestion in school and kind of having fun and actually clearing a lot of the stagnation, because as you probably know, it takes probably 2 to 3 hours to digest a meal. But if we do a good Qigong session, could be done in about 10 minutes.
Wow. And would you suggest, just a quick question, would you suggest doing this after every meal? Like, can you overdo it? Is there a certain amount that you absolutely should do in order for it to be of benefit? Like, what's the sort of the timing and the frequency?
You can never overdo it, but you can get a sense of how much we need to do. So in a minute, we're going to sense the energy around the kind of stomach area. And I think your time is 2 p.m. But if whoever does this and follows it, does it after a meal, you'll definitely notice, they'll notice this cloudy zone, we call it, around the stomach. So if we do a bit of preparation, I'll talk us through it. And then ideally, if people do it after a meal, they might do it again and again, and then gradually will strengthen the digestion. And maybe you need to do less. But in the beginning, our energy tends to be, as humans, we're a bit uptight. It's squashed, it's scattered, you know, and so Qigong is to help us be more sensitive to the body. And actually what's interesting, if we do good practice, you can probably eat less and get more energy. My teacher often says sometimes it takes more energy to digest the food we're eating than the energy we get from it, because a lot of people tend to eat probably too much, and we never fully digest before the next meal. So the stomach and intestine is working really hard when it doesn't need to. So anyway, let's do a bit of practice together. And one of the main ways to sense the energy is in the hands and the fingers. If we just shake a little bit, the shoulders and the fingers. So I want everybody to sense this cloudy zone around their stomach. And even if they haven't eaten recently, the stomach will kind of reject the hands when you kind of bring them quite close. And just a little bit of slapping. Slapping is kind of strengthening, and all the meridians come through the arms, all the channels. So with Qigong, we do a lot of work on the arms. You can treat the body through the fingers. All the fingers actually relate to the internal organs, which is quite interesting. So when we do the digestion, we're also helping almost like to massage the internal organs. So shake off. And this is to get the energy to the fingertips and the hands. So to start the digestion, normally if you close the hands, you can touch the stomach area, which is kind of below the heart, really. A lot of people say, I've got stomach ache here. Actually, that's nowhere near the stomach. That's the intestine. Stomach is up here. So just touching with the fingers closed, easy to touch. Now, if we just open the hands, soften the fingers, and just approach the stomach area, even if we haven't eaten recently, you might notice the hands slightly rejected. Can you feel that? Just slightly. It's like there's a zone here. We call it a cloudy zone. And, you know, even after 2 hours of eating, we will feel this cloudy zone. And we want to clear this because it puts pressure on the heart, on the stomach. And the only way to clear it is to go into it with the fingers closed. So the hands close, you go into it, come out. So you're going into the cloudy zone quite precisely and clearing it. And by the end, we'll notice it's either disappeared or it's a lot smaller. Some people, when they eat a lot, their energy, like if you have a really big meal or people might be a bit overweight, this cloudy zone might be like, you know, 5-10 feet away from the body. They can't even reach it. So actually the body's not aware of even what it's eating, how it's digesting. You know, we need to just have more awareness of what we're eating, what the energy in the food is. And, you know, alkaline food, acidic food, you know, vegetables, meat, everything has a different energy in it. And when you kind of practice well, your habits might change as well, hopefully healthier habits. And the other thing, one Qigong master, well-known master, says, you know, I know it's obvious, but he says the stomach doesn't have teeth, right? We kind of know that, but what happens is when we eat very quickly, don't chew the food well, goes into the stomach doesn't know what it is. It's not ready to digest it. So when we chew well, use the saliva, then the stomach is ready and it knows what to do. But a lot of the time we're eating too quickly and not with no awareness. Maybe we're on our phones, on the computer, so that does affect. So this is just very simple technique. Then another one is the ring finger and middle finger together. This relates to the upper abdomen. So if you stretch these, like these fingers, it might be a bit painful, which is okay, a little bit. It's like opening up this area, because this area tends to be squashed. So we're just stretching, opening, and then rub the root of these fingers together till they're quite hot, quite warm. So this is relaxing the abdomen area and helping also the digestion. A slightly different way, because sometimes if we're at a party or something, we don't want to be doing this, you know, but you might do this a bit, you know, to digest. You don't want to show that you're doing something odd. And then turn the hands this way. So whoever does this, they can watch it again and just follow these techniques and then shake off. It's like collecting all this damp energy stuck. Sometimes the fingers feel a bit damp and you're shaking it off. So a bit more here. And the hands can change a little bit. 2 hands coming in. Then we can do it this way. The 2 hands, the back of the hands into the middle part here. Close the fingers, open, close, open. And it can be done quite lightly. You can watch TV while you do it. It's better not to do it in a meditative way. We just do it in a very precise way. And you should hear some sounds. Sometimes, you know, after a meal, you might hear some sounds or certain things happening in your system. So I think for my first, you know, 35 years of life, I never heard my stomach. After doing Qigong, it's like a factory here, something going on all the time. So then going in, out, quite precise. And then you can turn the hands this way, like almost like in a praying position, close the fingers, out, in, out. So we're always going into this cloudy zone, clearing it. And on YouTube, I've got actually a video of this, and it's the most watched one for some reason, but I realize food is such a big issue. So there's like 6,000 views, and everybody who's never done Qigong just finds it amazing how it works. So it works just by following it and doing it. Okay, then just notice the fingers open. Just see if we can get closer. I'm a lot closer. I don't know if you're closer.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So the cloudy zone has reduced, and that's the proof, you know, we say the proof of the pudding is here. And then just do a bit more, just in, out. But the main thing is it has to be precise. We don't want to move the cloudy zone, we want to clear it. So we go in and clear it. And then people can chat and they can, you know, do it in an enjoyable way. And this transforms the food into energy more quickly. You know, as I said, often the food has to go down to the intestine, be absorbed. You know, sometimes we know people who eat really healthily, but they're not very healthy because their system, their internal system isn't very healthy. So no matter what they eat, you know, it's wasted. So we've got to keep the stomach quite efficient, strong. And in a minute, the intestine, which is in the lower part where we absorb the food. Okay, so I think we've done quite a bit in here. We notice it's reduced. So the more we do, the more we can reduce it. Then here, it's quite hard to approach the intestine this way. So the back of the hands touch the lower abdomen, the intestine. Imagine going behind it with the fingers. Close the fingers, open, close, open. So we're going in behind the gut, the intestine, which is like 30 feet, 40 feet long, but often gets a bit stuck or a bit, what's the word? Yeah, stagnant. You know, we don't always absorb properly, and a lot of people have gut issues. So this is very good for clearing this area. Going in and out, very simple. So sometimes if we have indigestion, you can just do this quickly. Do this a few times, can clear it quite quickly. So this is the lower part. Okay, then just sense again, should be a lot closer now. Upper, lower part. Just feel as if the hands can almost touch with the fingers. If we close the fingers, we can always touch. That's more physical. If you sense the energy, and in Qigong, you start sensing the energy around us. So this is like relating to the stomach and lower abdomen. Then just cleaning the middle line down with the thumbs, smoothing this area. As I say, sometimes it gets a bit squashed, a bit folded. So here we're just smoothing it, opening it, and breathe in deeply. So that's kind of about it. And just to recap, the way to sense this cloudy zone, especially after a meal, you'll notice the hands definitely feel rejected. You can't get close to the stomach if the fingers are open and softly bent like this. Then just go into the zone with the fingers closed, open. Clear it in a very light way. So this is one. These fingers together, rub the root of the fingers. Slightly different way. This smooths the abdomen a bit. Shake off. You can sometimes feel in the hands, as I said, the damp, or they feel a bit sticky. That's also the food. And then back of the hands here, closed, open. And lower abdomen, back of the hands here, closed, open. So very easy ones to remember. And I would say to do it in a light way, relaxed way, and you'll start hearing sounds. And if it's done really well, sometimes you can hear in the stomach, it becomes all liquid inside. You can actually hear the liquid moving. So the food is liquid. And I think a tip for anyone is if they feel, if you've eaten a lot or something doesn't agree with you, just you close the fingers. It's like going into the stomach, open. It's like like a disc of light, go in, clear it. So this is a way to clear a pain or something uncomfortable. And that's how the digestion works. We're going in and clearing it. But this is a useful thing to remember. You just close the fingers like you're going into the stomach. Same with the head. If you have a headache, you can close the fingers like this, open. It's like you're going into the head, open, clear it. So this is a just principle you can use generally for Qigong, you know, clear the headache quickly. And then you definitely should feel lighter, less sleepy, more productive. If you work, you know, working after lunch or dinner, you won't be so sleepy, because what happens after eating, the energy, the blood flow goes to the heart, puts pressure here, stomach, and we get a bit tired. You know, that's why people have siestas and things like that. But actually this way you can just clear it, be more alert, more productive as well.
Amazing. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. And Alessandro, I will pop all of your links in the show notes, but while people are watching, and possibly if they're just listening to the podcast version of this, would you mind sharing all of your socials verbally?
Well, the company is Flowing Health. So the website is flowinghealth.co.uk. I think on YouTube, it's Alessandro of Flowing Health, on Instagram, Flowing Health. But on my website, it's got all the links. There's a free ebook, which includes the digestion and also supercharge your immune system at the moment with the COVID. You can really boost your immune system to actually fight off any any illness, or if you get ill, you recover more quickly with Qigong. So, it's known as a healing practice. So yeah, I'd love to have people's comments as well, if they try this out, what they notice. And thank you for having me on.
I can say my own comment just from the one time. It was crazy how my hands got so much closer instantly. That's crazy just from a few moments of work. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, and until soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks.